中国经济增长状况以及中国政府是否采取刺激经济增长的政策，在过去一周中呢，左右着美国以及全球金融市场投资人的情绪。各界都希望听到中国政府持续支持经济快速增长的消息，那么似乎并以此来作为推测全球股市是否能够持续走高的标准和动力。今天的经济观察，两位对中国经济非常熟悉、非常了解的美国专家，美中关系委员会主席奥伦斯和前 IAG 主席格林伯格为我们分析中国经济增长是否应该呈现减缓，中国政府是否应该持续推行推助经济快速增长的刺激政策，以及为促进中国稳定发展的进程，哪些决策会对中国以及世界经济从整体和长久的观点应该作为政府首先考虑的政策。
I think they need to be very careful if they're going back to the traditional model of investment-led growth, because ultimately that has reached its end. You know, the environmental consequences of those kinds of lending, which is building kind of more of these projects which are heavily polluting, is in the long term very damaging. It may be short-term beneficial and it creates some jobs, but in the long term it's not going to work, and you're not going to have the return on the capital that the Chinese government wants. So I think they understand that. When you talk to the senior people in the Chinese government, they express understanding of the risk of additional traditional stimulus. Worry about quality of growth, not quantity of growth, because it's the quality that ultimately is going to determine the number of jobs that are created and is going to determine the quality of life for the Chinese people. When I travel around China now, I don't know when the tipping point was reached, but probably 18 or 24 months ago, where the buildup of pollution, of air pollution and water pollution became so great that it's now rare days when you don't have PMI that's in the dangerous level, PMI 2.5 that's in the dangerous level. So if you continue with the same policies, it's going to be 90% of the time. And that is ultimately not good for the quality of life, for the health of the people, for the health of the children, for what you want, what the China dream is. The China dream, to me, is to live in a prosperous society, but one that also has an environment where our children can grow up in a healthy way. And continuing to use the old methods is not going to work. And again, I'm not saying anything that the Chinese leadership doesn't agree with.
I think growth has to seek its own level. I don't think you should try, no country should try and grow to a certain size only to show that they're growing to a certain size. China's been growing at a very rapid rate over many years. You have to consolidate its position now, and as I said, become more of a consumer market, which is then more stable. It creates more jobs if you're a consumer market, because that's the most important thing in China, is to have jobs for the 1,300,000 people, and to have stability. And if that means you grow a little bit less in a single year or two, it's not a problem, shouldn't be a problem. People have to have confidence that the leaders are going to continue to show the right policies to keep the economy growing in the right direction. But I do think that China has to open more to the rest of the world. I think financial services can be beneficial to China. They learn more. There's more trade. There's more investment, which is what China needs anyway. And so I'm encouraged these things will happen.